Hi guys, it's Tamara from Etcetera's, and I know it's been a really long time since I've done a video, but I've been doing lots of crafting. You just have to go over to my blog to see all the stuff I've been doing. But over here on YouTube, it's been a long time since I've been here. But I decided it's getting to be that time of year again where it's getting a little chilly out, so it's time to pull out the spool knitter and do a fun project. And not too long ago, I picked up this really great wool at the second-hand store, actually. I got about 5 skeins of this in a bag for $2. So I thought that was a pretty good steal. And I think this will make a really beautiful cowl, and that seems to be what's trendy right now, so might as well go with the flow. You can see this wool has a lot of really nice texture. It has like sort of some fluffy bits, and then gets skinny, and then it's fluffy again. So I think it'll create like a really neat look. And as you can see, I'm not using my homemade knitter. I actually gave it away, and I'm too lazy to make another one. So I'm using this store-bought one that I got this in Japan, but you can get these in North America now, I think, but they just might look a little bit different. They look more like a wheel, and they sort of have spokes sticking up around the top, and but it's the same idea, really. And you can also see I've sort of modified mine a little bit. So I wanted some really big stitches on my project, so and I didn't have a knitter that would work, so I just put some packing tape on every 2 little knobs here, and so I'm hoping that that'll give me some big stitches. This is an experiment. Well, I don't know if this will work or not, but we'll see. So I'm also going to play a little bit with some different stitches, just the 2 stitches that we've already done on the other videos. And I'm not going to get really detailed on casting on and off and how to do the stitches, because if you've seen the other few videos that I've done, you'll know how to do all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast on the way we normally do. So just going in and out, all the way around. And because this is going to be a cowl, I want it to be a tube instead of a flat scarf. So here's the beginning, so I'm just going to keep going, I'm not going to stop. And now on this round, instead of weaving, I'm going to just go straight flat across the front. And so some will miss, and some, like this one doesn't have anything to, sorry, I should go back here. So what I did was, I went across this one, pulled the wool up over top and behind. And now this one's blank, but that's okay, I just go in front, and then same thing. This one comes up, over top, and behind. And what this is doing is just sort of creating that first row of stitching that's going to hold everything in place. So that one's blank, up, over, and back. And we're almost at the end. It's a little more awkward with these big fat teeth on here, but I think it'll still work. Okay, up, over, and back. And I'm at the front, but and there's my tail, and I'm not going to worry about that because eventually that's just going to all come in here, and I'll just weave it in. So I think, like I said, I'm just playing this by ear. So I think I'm going to do a row where I go, because I want to get something on this spool here. So I'm going to go behind and then forward. And so again, on the ones where I'm coming in front, I'm pulling up the wool that's already there, up, over, and behind. And so I'm just going to do that all the way around. And as you get comfortable with your spool knitter, you're going to see how super quick your projects go. And what I like about this is that you don't have to worry about your tension. It sort of takes care of itself. You don't have to worry about counting stitches and all that stuff that I'm so bad at with regular knitting. Okay, so I've gone all the way around twice and just sort of did a regular knit stitch. Now I think I'm going to sort of shake things up a bit, and I'm going to do that purl stitch that we did on the last video, which was a year ago, but it was the last video that we did. So I'm going to come around the front of every one of these, and I'm going to bring my wool up through the front and pull the piece that was already there to the back, and then this loop becomes the front piece. And I'm going to do it on every set of teeth here. I'm not going to skip anything. I'm not going to go back and forth. And this should create some ridges or some pattern in the piece. And I'm just going to do 2 rows of this, and I'm just really going to do, I'm just going to alternate the stitches that we've already learned. So I'll do 2 rows of regular stitches, whoops, and 2 rows of the purl stitch. And then we'll see what we get. I don't know. That's the fun thing. It's always a surprise. And once you get a few stitches, or well, a few rows of stitches, you start to get an idea of what your finished project is going to look like. And if you don't like it, you can just pull it off and start over again, because you haven't invested a whole lot of time into it at that point. Whereas with regular knitting, I hate having to pull everything out, and I never can keep track of my stitches or any of that kind of stuff. So, okay, so I'm back at the front, so I'm just going to go around one more time. And I'm just going to do one more row with you, and then I'm going to pause, and then we'll all go off and watch some bad reality TV, or I'm watching Mad Men right now, so I'll probably go and watch a couple of episodes of Mad Men, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm back. 1 episode of Mad Men later, and I've got my cowl all done. I'm just doing it 1 skein long because I don't want a great big huge collar. I just want something that'll keep me warm. So now I'm just getting ready to cast off, and so I just make sure that I've got a tail long enough to go around. Oh, and I should mention, this probably looks a little bit different. So remember how I told you if you didn't like how it looked, you could pull it all off and start over again easily? Well, that's what I did, because I felt like it was just too small. And so you can see here, maybe, I've added another section of 8 more teeth, just to make it a little bit bigger. But it really only took me minutes to pull apart the stitches and replace them again. So anyways, it's a little bigger, and I've got a nice big long tail, so I know it's going to go all the way around. And so now all I do is simply weave this in and out of that last row of stitching. And what I like to do is just come up from the bottom on each stitch. And this will make sure that it's secure. And when you pull it all off of your knitter, you're not going to lose any stitches. So we'll just finish up this row. Almost done. And then we'll pull it off. Almost there. Make sure you don't skip this step, because if you don't do this, when you pull it off of your knitter, of course the whole thing's just going to unravel, and you have to do it all over again, and we don't want that. Okay, last one, I think. Yep. Okay, so now, and this little tail, I'm going to pull through, because that's the bottom of the, where we started. And now I should be safe. Just pull it all off. And then we'll have kind of an idea of what the finished piece looks like. It's basically just a tube. That's what a cowl is. Okay. Ta-da! Oops, a few pieces that caught. Okay. And there we go. I think that looks pretty cool. It's got a nice weave. So again, what I just alternated my stitches, my different types of stitches. There's the inside. Looks just as cool. Yeah, so all I need to do then is take the tails and sort of continue to weave them in, and I like to secure them with a little knot to make sure they don't come undone. This is kind of a smaller cowl. In the stores you'll see like great big huge ones, and you could do that if you had a bigger knitter, or you could make a really big flat piece and then just sew the edges together, because sometimes it's easier to get that flat piece if you have a one of those long skinny knitters. Okay, so if you want to see how it looks on, make sure to head over to my blog and I'll take a few snaps and you can check that out. And make sure to come back soon, because I have another fun knitting project coming up. Okay, have a great day everybody. Bye!